Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome back to No Offense, All Offense. We have a lot to talk about from Jax Taylor's most recent interview. He's making the rounds, doing interviews on Extra and People. And we also are going to talk about Katie Maloney on the Viall files. Recently, we're going to roast it, react to it like we do, take a comedic look. So grab a beverage. Hopefully, you're wearing something very comfy. Smash that like and let's get started.
If you like what you see, come and get it with me. I know you deserve all you want, 'cause your heart's made of gold. But don't wait till you're old. If you want it, I get you some.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel, stand-up comedian and pop culture vulture, Joleen Lunzer here for another episode of No Offense, All Offense, where we never mean to offend, or maybe we do, but most likely someone will be offended. Remember, I am very opinionated, but that doesn't mean you have to have the same opinion as me. You are welcome to sound off in the live chat, or if you're on the replay crew, hello, in the comment section. And we can just very calmly, respectfully agree to disagree, like the Mother Teresa herself, Tamra Judge from The Real Housewives of Orange County.
That's my opinion!
That's right. It's just my opinion. Okay, you guys, remember, everything I say today is true, except for the parts that are false. Everything is alleged and for entertainment purposes only, so try not to sue me.
Allegedly.
But you're in for a good time, because lots of very not important people think I'm excellent.
I heard actually mixed reviews on Joleen.
Oh, Joleen was excellent. What are they saying?
Thank you, Lala. I appreciate that. After everything we have not been through, I really appreciate those kind words. Happy Friday, you guys. I hope you're doing wonderful. Smash the like, lean team, like Care Bear saying, let's set a like goal for 500. And just to start out the live in a positive way, let me gift some memberships where you will be able to be a member of my channel. It selects them randomly, and you can get some custom emojis to use in the chat and the comment section. You can get bonus content when we do members only lives and all of that jazz, and special members only perks. So we gifted some yesterday. Let's give some more today since it's Friday. Smash that like, you guys. Let's see if we can hit 100 while I gift some likes. Make sure you have your settings on your YouTube channel set to allow for gifted membership. So let old Auntie Jolene give out some. Let's gift 5 right now. Here we go. And we'll see who the winners are. Boom, boom, boom. Chell, my husband, says he hopes he wins today. So yesterday we had to have a talk because he's like, I didn't win. All right. Catherine G, Kelly Williams, Kara, Miss T, all won. And Sunset Harp. Ooh, congratulations. And also Otter, congratulations. I think that's all the gifted memberships, right? Was it Otter too? Maybe Otter was already a member. I can't remember. But okay, so we'll do it one more time. Hopefully, Chell, do you have it selected so you can receive gifted memberships? Do you have that selected? Because if you don't, then you can't get it. So check your settings real quick and see in your YouTube channel, in your profile, that you have it selected. Chell says, it's not my time, bros. Chell. Why can't it be your time? No time. There's never any time. I don't have time to study. I'll never get into Stanford. I'll let everybody down. I'm so confused. Chell just doesn't have the right connections, apparently. Okay, let me gift 5 more. Excuse me. And then we will move on. Oh my gosh. Okay, so hopefully maybe Chell will win this time. No promises. All right. So look it doesn't pay to sleep your way to the top, Chell. Okay. This is a meritocracy. All right. You can't just go sleeping with the host and think you're going to get all the perks. Okay. So we're gifting 5 more. That'll be selected at random. Let's see if Hype Man Husband Chell is a wiener. People, they have it. Collusion. That's collusion, Bubco says. Okay. So we gifted 5, and we got Kristen Singleton, Janet Dudding, Lee Armstrong, Robin C., and Deborah Best. Congratulations, Robin C. Robin C. has been my longest Patreon supporter. If you want to check out my Patreon or my YouTube membership, there are links in the description of this video if you want to sign up. And then Deborah Best got one. Did I say that already? And you can be there for Members Live and all the fun stuff that we do just for members. My husband said, as your husband, I'm disappointed. Me too. I'm disappointed that you think that you can just sleep your way to the top. A lot of these people have been here since the beginning. Well, you have too, but there you go. Okay. Care Bear, stop. Stop. Care Bear says, let's go Blues. Me and Chell, my husband Chell, have a date tonight to watch the Wild game. Yes. Let's go Blues, but also let's go Wild. But is that who they play tonight? Chell? Do we play the Blues tonight? No. Okay, then Blues can win. What? Oh, the Flames. Okay, so the Minnesota Wild are playing the Flames tonight. So tonight, Care Bear, your St. Louis Blues are going to I'll cheer for them too. But they just beat us so much. I hate it. Go Wild, okay? We got Kaprizov and Eric Sinek back on the ice. The first time they were back on was last game that we won against, I forgot who the hell we were playing. Who were we playing? Anyways, we won. And Eric Sinek, his first game back after being hurt, he got a hat trick, and Kaprizov got like 2 goals and some assists. So it was pretty good. So for that, we need a top titty 2x4. And even though this guy is out, the guy that's the top titty 2x4 sound effect, Middleton, maybe he'll be back tonight. We'll see.
So many heroes tonight for the home team. One of them is this guy right here, Big Jake Middleton. Physical, fast hockey game. What was it like watching that overtime?
Yeah, so much fun. Gus was unbelievable. Kirill stayed out there for 2 minutes. Brock had a 2-minute shift too. Everyone played unbelievable. Kirill, top titty 2x4 to end the game. That was nice.
Why is this team able to win hockey games so many different ways?
Stick together, dude. That's what you saw tonight. They want to go after our big dogs. We'll go after theirs, and we'll play longer than they do.
And this crowd, it did not feel like a weeknight. This felt like a weekend party. How much do you guys feed off the big crowd here in St. Paul every night?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Every night is Saturday when you're having fun in a place like this, right?
It sure is. It's also big fun when you win. Jake, congratulations on a goal and a big W for the Minnesota Wild.
Thanks, Gorgie. Take care.
A big W for the Minnesota Wild. I can't help it. Hockey makes me happy. So Chell and I will be at date night in just a few hours cheering on the Minnesota Wild. We need to win. We need to get to the playoffs. Okay? We just need it. We just need to. So I hope all of your teams win as well, unless they're teams that we're playing against. And that's all I can say about that. Okay, you guys. Jax Taylor did a interview with Extra and People, and he's still cuckoo bananas, Cocoa Puffs. We have to roast his ass up for this. I'm trying to upload it right now, the video, because last time I played the Britney interview from People directly, they struck my channel. I got a copyright. And it's like, I'm providing fair use commentary. Okay, I even sped it up. But we needed to see Britney standing in the bushes. That was in her plants, just like looking up like, they always do those really corny videos. So hopefully it'll upload. Otherwise, we might just have to play the audio on it. But first, as Julie Chen says, also real quick. But first, we're going to talk about Katie Maloney on Viall Files, okay? And I haven't listened. I've only listened to clips of this. So we'll be reacting together. Remember, we take a comedic look. We're going to make fun of it. All right? We're going to clap for Katie and laugh at Nick. That's just what we're doing. Sorry, Nick. Sorry, not sorry. No offense, all offense. But also, is anyone watching Celebrity BBUK? CBBUK? I'm not watching it, but I'm finding clips, and apparently weird face Mickey Rourke is making like homophobic and SA jokes and offending JoJo Siwa. So I might have to check this out, because as far as Americans on it, we do not have good representation. No offense to JoJo Siwa. I don't know. She's so young. But Mickey Rourke. I was like, and I don't really know which Brits are on it. I need to educate myself on the fabulous Brits that are on Celebrity Big Brother UK. But apparently Mickey Rourke is acting very Mickey Rourke.
Go away, you adulterer! Absolutely. You adulterer!
Go away, you adulterer. You adulterer. Pina says, how can you watch? How did I watch previously? I think through a VPN I watched, and then I watched through their site. So I got a VPN so that I could be located in the UK. I think that's how I did it. If I watch and find out, I will let you guys know. Okay? I will let you know. Silly Gooses, I feel like America's everyone's jester right now. For real. For real. Daily, an athlete on CBB UK, Evelyn says, also has a past of transphobia. Oh, great. Well, it sounds like BBUK, is still the same as BBUS. We still cast really great people. You only heard clips too? Okay, so we'll be reacting together. Care Bear says that Katie and Dana were effing fantastic. Ooh, I can't wait to watch. So if anyone has the updates on the CBB UK, let me know. But and if anyone in the chat is in another place other than the UK and you watch it, Evelyn, before I can even ask, I receive from the wonderful Evelyn. Evelyn says you can watch CBB UK on Video Brother under Archives tab the next day. So if you guys go to Google and you type in Video Brother, I don't know if it's videobrother.com, but that's a site that people used for BB Can when we would watch before it got canceled, Canada's Big Brother. So go to Video Brother. I'm going to remember that, Evelyn, okay? That'll already star. But I'm gonna do a little screeny shot of my own screen so I remember to go, because I forget about that site. Because once Big Brother's over, my brain after a while forgets everything that I knew about Big Brother. But I believe it's its own website, Video Brother, correct? Okay. And then they do have a YouTube channel. So that's where I'm seeing a lot of stuff too. But I do wonder, is there any way for Americans to watch the live feeds? Now, I've watched entire seasons and live feeds of previous BBUK, CBBUK on YouTube when they post them after they've already aired. Okay, so it's videobrother.net. Thank you so much, Evelyn. That is so helpful to all of us. I appreciate it. Okay. Let's get into Katie Maloney and Dana on the Viall Files. So Katie Maloney and Dana made an appearance on Nick Viall's, Nick Viall, his podcast, and we got to watch it. We got to roast it. Let me pull it up here, you guys. Put a thumbs up in the chat as soon as you hear the audio to make sure that you guys can hear everything that we're going to be playing. And we'll see. But according to Care Bear, they did a really good job. Okay. So there we go, Jolene. Okay. So I'm going to play it. We'll be stopping for commentary, comedy, making fun, doing snaps when we love it. Put your baby doors in the chats, all the members and new members, for Katie and Dana sitting on the Viall Files couch after Nick Viall had Tom Sandoval on there recently. And just, if you guys didn't watch the Tom Sandoval roast we did of Tom Sandoval and Viall Files, watch it, because Nick Viall was drinking the brown liquor and Natalie wasn't there, and he was horny or something. He was nasty. He was talking about threesomes. Ew.
She scrolled though.
She scrolled for a while.
She was on. She has a TikTok addiction like me. I get it.
100%. She was on TikTok live last night.
Well, yesterday's episode, for anyone who hasn't listened to Allie Luber's episode on Going Deeper, is out now, and boy, it is a doozy. Did you ladies get a chance to hear some of her commentary on that episode?
I saw a clip, and then I read a transcript. I mean, it was a lot, so I got the bulk of it mostly, but there was a lot of.
I mean, the jaw-dropping moment for me was her Lisa Vanderpump phone call.
I guess so, but also like. Not surprising, like it is shocking, because it's like, wow, like she really said that, but also like I fully believe that.
No, I fully believe it too, but like I definitely.
So right away, Katie just queening it up, being like, yeah, I'm not unfortunately shocked that Lisa Vanderpump, we found out during Allie Luber's interview with Nick that she called Allie about 2 months or so after James was arrested for DV, an incident with Allie, and basically tried to talk Allie into taking James back. and told her, well, darling, you were drinking too. In, Lisa Vanderpump in her infinite internalized misogyny. We can always count on her to cheer for the problematic boys, which is why the world needs us to slay these toxic men and these narcs.
In every generation, there is a chosen one. She alone will stand against the vampires, the demons, and the forces of darkness. She is the Slayer.
And we know that Katie, during her marriage to Tom, Lisa and Tom Schwartz had a very weird, interesting relationship that I think one day they're going to bone. And I'm going to stand by that. It's weird. It's like Mike White wrote White Lotus 4. It's like a mother-son incestuous, nasty thing that's happening between the two of them and always has, especially since she's his superior and his boss and the way they flirt. And she's always had this soft spot for the Toms, but especially Tom Schwartz. Let's keep going.
I see what you're saying, Katie. Like it's shockingly not shocking, but like when you hear her tell that story, first she's like, she got a call 2 months later. So it's like you're not calling out of consideration, even though you're pretending to give a shit. Like you clearly have a motive for your call. And to find out that motive was
Nick does though have a hate boner for LVP.
To first blame Allie as part of like James's actions and making her feel like her drinking was part of the reason why James was drinking, and then try to convince her to get back together with the guy, given everything that's out there, is just nuts. Wild behavior.
Yeah, I mean, it's like when Tom and I were divorcing, like she made me feel like I wasn't justified or valid in my reasons or anything like that. And then also, kind of made it about her because she's like, I wrote those vows. And I'm like, okay. It's like the constantly wanting to be acknowledged for the generous things that she's done in life, but like often and unwavering. It's difficult because it's like that. No one's ungrateful, but like, Jesus.
Has Lisa ever thanked you or the cast for like pouring your hearts out and like sharing your lives for her benefit?
I mean, I feel like we see on the reunion, she's been like, these guys give it their all, but it's still like we should be just great. It's like just always grateful for the opportunity more so than what we brought to it.
Yeah.
Okay, so gross off the bat, Katie's going through a divorce. And Lisa's like, oh, but it hurts me. I wrote the vows. It makes me look bad. And oh gosh.
So that's the vibe I get. I'm not saying that's exactly what she said, but that's definitely the vibe I've always gotten. I've like since Ariana and I opened up something about her, I haven't heard a peep.
That's
from her. No, like that's the vibe I get. I'm not saying that's exactly what she said, but that's definitely the vibe I've always gotten. I've like since Ariana and I opened up something about her, I haven't heard a peep.
That's
from her.
crazy.
No, like congrats. No, nothing. And I wasn't expecting it and I didn't need it, but like, yeah. Wow. So when she wanted to be upset, I also saw that she was upset that certain people didn't reach out when the news of the show came out. I was like, I didn't hear from you either. I know that you were asking Alex Baskin what all of us were thinking and saying on our phone calls with him, but like she didn't want to pick up the phone either.
She was asking Alex Baskin. I don't know if that was during the interview because I only could get through so much of the LVP interview with Alex Baskin Robbins because Alex Baskin Robbins is such an enabler. I can't with that man when he's interviewing people. So she's asking what people are saying about her. And we know Lisa, of course, she's not going to be happy for the ladies, for Ariana and Katie, because Lisa has no stake in it. And also, she sent her friend Chef Penny over there, and then Chef Penny allegedly tried to screw over Ariana and Katie, and now they're, I think, still in a lawsuit about it. And I'm sure Lisa's like, oh, they're so ungrateful. They're so ungrateful. And she never asked any of the women to, like she did with the Toms, or named a restaurant after them. I mean, if you have any question who Lisa prefers, just look at the people she goes into business with. She literally gave the man baby Toms, even though it was like -2% stake in it. She named it after them. She let them be like the figurehead kind of, going around town like we're the Toms, and never did that for any of the women.
Rewatching Vanderpump right now for Plus, and I wonder, like, did you feel either like looking back that like she very much favors the men on the show, and it seems like it was like even just like handing Tom a bar when he couldn't do like a
why can't this lady too? This lady, I see her a lot on the Viall Files, and Natalie host. Why do we need Nick Viall? Is he that big of a name? Because he was on a season of The Bachelor, maybe 2 seasons? Like because he wrote a book? I don't understand. The women that he has, whether it be his wife or this woman, apologies, I don't know her name, are infinitely better and know their shit more than he does. It's like he doesn't really do his homework about the things anyways.
A bar shift, like it's just like you've been working there consistently. Ariana was like a top bartender, but it just seems like she very much like favors the men on the show, and like the women are kind of like, well, either deal with them because they're adorable, or like I don't deal with you.
I think there is that sort of favoritism that is given more freely and openly to the men. I mean, there was times where I was very close with her, and she was, you know, she would look out, she would call, she would check in, and same with Ariana. But it's like, I think the major divide that happened with everybody was like, you know, the post-Scandal stuff, and she really just wanted to look out for him and just kind of disregarded how that would make other people feel.
Right.
Or what that would, like, the message it would send to everybody else too.
After like hearing Allie's story and like you realize just how close James and
Nick, why do you always interrupt? Like, let Katie keep talking. Say, tell us more, Katie. Spill more on Lisa, because the Lisa Vanderpump exposed party is here. Okay, choo choo, get on the train. And I'm here for it. It's about time. We have to not only call out these toxic men and their misogyny, but we need to call out the chicks with internalized misogyny, especially at places of power, you know. And Lisa Vanderpump has a lot of power within Bravo, it seems. They love her, you know, and she's got lots of shows and she's got lots of businesses. She's a powerful lady. And we need to be like, girl, but here's Nick. Okay, Nick, go ahead. You guys will, if this is your first time here, I'd tell him to shut up a lot. Shut up, Nick.
Would make other people feel.
Right.
Or what that would, like, the message it would send to everybody else too.
After like hearing Allie's story and like you realize just how close James and Lisa are, and it can't help make me wonder, you know, that literally that night that James got arrested.
Did you guys see Katie's look like to the side? Because remember, I feel like Katie had to come to terms or, you know, whatever, have some kind of relationship with James. But there was a long time where Katie and James did not get along, and James talked cash money shit about her. Like, he was so rude. He fat shamed her. He was just despicable in the way he would talk about Katie and women in general. And LVP's like, oh, he's just drunk. He needs to get help. But I'll tell him that he can't DJ here for a couple weeks and he'll cry, and then I'll let him back. First at Tom Tom, and he can DJ on toilet paper rolls and paper towels in the closet, and then he can come back. But watch Katie's eyes when he says this.
Allie's story, and like you realize just how close James and Lisa are, and it can't help make me wonder, you know, that literally that night that James got arrested. Again, I was talking with James at Kathy. Just how close James and Lisa are, and it can't help make me wonder, you know, that literally that night that James got arrested. Again, I was talking with James at Kathy Hilton's party and congratulating him on all his success, and seemingly looking like one of the few, you know, especially guys who really like found a groove post show and in his DJ career. And now I really can't help but wonder.
Let's just talk about that for a minute. I feel like the James Kennedy, #1 guy in the group, art came from a lot of the network and the show and the producers trying to push that there must be a #1 guy. But what if we just went with the reality that all the men on that show suck? They suck balls. You know, they're just not good. And we just should have focused more on the women, because the women were killing it in so many ways. You know, not everybody, but they had stronger women. Even their worst women were better than their best men on the show. So I feel like they kind of made us go there, and then with Scandal. But remember, over here, we were always very hesitant to jump on both the James Kennedy redemption arc and definitely the Jax Taylor when he was making his rounds during Scandal. And everyone's like, even Jax is better. I'm like, no. I know, that Jax is not. So we called it over here on the lean team, guys. But a lot of people wanted to just believe that. I mean, there definitely were times we cheered for James because he was going after Tom Sandoval, but we never were like, oh yes, James is a changed man. We were like, I don't think so.
Really because of James, or has Lisa really been like pulling strings and calling in favors? I mean, if she's so willing to pick up the phone 2 months later and call his ex-girlfriend and try to make her feel bad and get her to get back together with James for the sake of helping his career, like what else has she been willing to do to make this guy happen? that maybe he wouldn't otherwise make happen without Lisa's support, because it really seems like it's almost like a mother-son, like where like it really doesn't matter what James does. She will always go out of her way to make excuses for him, have his back, and try to cover up for his mistakes and make sure he still has a career and still works. Like, I don't know. What thoughts, Katie, Dana? What do you think?
I mean, why are his questions always 8 years long? Let's get to the point, bro. I don't know if it's my ADHD, but I'm like, come on. I know I'm tangential, whatever, but and he's got cowboy boots on, but this time they're black because it's goth cowboy Nick Viall.
I mean, I don't know how much pull she has at like Tao Group in Vegas. So I don't know that she, he was getting booked with DJ things and whatever. I think that played out on the show, so he was able to leverage it. But yeah, do I think that where she could help, she would, and that it's upsetting that, especially when we're talking about substance abuse issues, when someone makes it someone else's responsibility, like you're a stabilizing factor, so you need to be there, you need to be in a relationship. That's a crazy take, and I feel like we've seen that kind of play out. But yeah, I don't know. Katie, what do you think?
I think Lisa understands that she's had a lot of influence with fans and viewers of the show, even like on Housewives. Like she was very well liked and popular, and her takes and her opinions of people, like people, it mattered to people. Yep. And like they would kind of be like, well, if it's good enough for Lisa, it should be good for the rest of us. So I think that kind of played into like a lot of the way people viewed certain other people on the show, and especially when it comes to James. She's like, if I can just go to bat for James, people will maybe think that I should as well. Or, that they should
or like
trust
he's not that
him
bad
or
of a
trust
guy.
her.
If I
Shut the fuck up, Nick. She's still talking. The way Katie speaks and describes things, she's so plugged in, she's so smart, she's so articulate, all the good things that she's saying. Lisa definitely, her likability on Bravo, and people trust it, because when you get to a certain point in your career, whatever career path, but in like, entertainment, if people enjoy you, what you co-sign, people will believe and trust. It's the same way that people with large platforms need to be more responsible. Like we talked about the Joe Rogans of the world, by just letting any Tom, Dick, and mini Dick on your podcast. You have to, if you're going to let these people on your podcast, you have such a big platform, you have to be willing to ask the questions and push back, and not just have them, spouting out propaganda and things that aren't true. And so Lisa is at a point within like Bravo that if she co-signs something, I mean, I don't know if it's that way anymore, but there was a time, and it was a long time, that Lisa, if she co-signed something and she said someone was good, we were like, they're good because Lisa's good. So she had a lot of power, and her standing up for James, and her being executive producer on the show, and her standing up for the Toms, and, having a say in the edit and the production and how it's produced, definitely played a huge role. And like, she was an influencer before we even knew what influencers were, when Vanderpump first hit the, airwaves, and Nick had to fucking interrupt Katie. She literally, she's still talking, but he has to talk from his attic studio. Do you notice how your wife, Nick, is just calmly waiting for the person to be done? You should try it.
Certain other people on the show, and especially when it comes to James, she's like, if I can just go to bat for James, people will maybe think that I should as well. Or, that they should
or like
trust
he's not that
him
bad
or
of a
trust
guy.
her.
If I support him, he can't be that bad. He just must be misunderstood, or like something like that.
It gets to the point where it's like, okay, for sure, if when things are like a little bit in the gray, but with something like this that's pretty cut and dry, you should read the room, I guess. I don't know.
Well, check out the episode if you haven't already. It's a little heavy, but Allie is a gem of a human, and we're really glad that she, more than anything, is out of that relationship and really seems to be seeing things clearly. And we're rooting for her success, and happy that she is definitely out of that relationship. All you small businesses out there, if you have not heard, it's
so comfortable.
It's like, who's husband Brian? Some of the feuds going on in Bachelor Nation. I don't know if it's a feud that's going to be fun.
Nobody cares.
People get to do it, and some people don't. And Brian-based relationship.
That in my situation, my ex did not move 3 times for me. I mean, she said we do
It's only okay for
actors at play and people.
one W yet.
Not one.
Maybe you have to start being like, what's the common denominator? Tim.
Temptation Island.
No, some of it is truly bad luck.
Okay.
I have to pause his voice, you guys. Let's find. Nope. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion. Nope. Roa. Where's they talking about? What they talking about? They talking about nothing. Make it easier, Nick. No one wants to listen to everything you say in this. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we'll just speed it up and see if we can find it. Because I think there's Katie checks him about his having Sandoval on the show.
It has been really down bad in some very serious ways. And while other people are basked as
And patriarchy's been like,
is it in as press?
Find it.
Like,
what am I, a fucking genius? Yeah, I am, Nick Viall. Try it sometime.
That's why you got to be.
And on top of it,
school system, if anything, because he didn't
like had a one night stand with someone and they didn't even have sex.
There's crazy people out there. I don't know. And like, if you're gonna be,
she literally just
you gotta remember if you got something to lose, because there are people that are gonna chase you to the end of the world for clout. So
I'm not saying.
Wait, they didn't even have sex. How could she say that she was pregnant?
Exactly.
Allegedly, it traveled down, and
she said
on the toilet seat.
She's
it was a crazy story, but like she in this person.
Okay, I think they're talking about that Bachelor lady or the lady who, I don't know the whole story, but like said she got pregnant from a Bachelor guy, and then she wasn't pregnant. There was a whole court thing, and YouTubers got involved. I don't know nothing about it, but I think Katie's going to get to a point about Sandoval and the patriarchy and shit, and we're here for that.
Apparently had a history
That's
of doing
a really
this
strong
with
sperm.
She was showing him like ultrasounds that were all fake, and like she was going the extra mile to like prove it to him. And
I
he
think
was
this
like,
is a failure of the public school system, if anything, because he didn't know that you have to.
Is this the Clayton that Gabby Windy was talking about recently? I'm sorry, I'm not a Bachelor person, but I know that people were like, Gabby's being mean to Clayton. I'm like, if his name is Clayton, I don't think you can be mean to a Clayton. I don't know. I think you should be mean to everyone named Clayton. No. But there was something that maybe Gabby used to date him or was on Bachelor with him. Apologies, Bachelor Nation people. And then she made some kind of funny, snarky comment, and people were like, Gabby's a mean girl. Let me know in the chat. Okay, so Bachelor Clayton, was he with Gabby? Was he with our Gabby? Our delightful Gabby girl? Is that who they are chatting about? Because let's stay really positive about Gabby. She brings a lot of joy to the world. Joy to the world. Gabby Windy is here. Let me see if I have my little Gabby Windy clip. Here we go.
A toddler running our country. He has spit up on his t-shirt, his belly hanging out, walking around knock-kneed. He has no balance, no equilibrium, and he needs a chainsaw. What in the production company is fulfilling your request to have a chainsaw on stage while you speak at some kind of a summit? Oh, and make sure there's a chain in it. I want everyone to be afraid. And women, don't come near, because you're going to get sewn. I want a baby with you. I want a baby with you. You IVF. You surrogate. You bend over. He's Oprah. And you get a baby, baby, baby. He's the kind of guy with the personality thing that makes you want to sow your wild oats. And I'm not just talking about a few. No, he wants to infiltrate the whole population. So you don't know if you're your cousin or not, and what kind of baby you're going to procure. How many heads will it have? 10 fingers and 10 toes on one arm, maybe. So now you have 40 digits. What are you going to do with that? Play the piano, I'm sure.
It's so good. It's play the piano, I'm sure. What are you going to do with that? Okay, let's keep going.
To actually be penetrated for there to be copulation.
He
child,
he thought there's no way it's mine. But like, if you're a guy and you hook up with someone and they give you oral sex and you climax, and then that person claims they're pregnant.
Why does Nick Viall saying they give you oral sex and you climax is like your great grandpa talking about it? It gives me the heebie to the jeebies. I got the heebie jeebies, Nikki. Calm it down. I guarantee he doesn't know how to give oral sex. Allegedly, satire, comedy. We're here for it. Nick is still trying to find what hole to put it in. He's like, whoops.
Man. You're probably going to think there's no way that's true. But then this person sends you an ultrasound and sends you a doctor's bill, a positive pregnancy test. you start getting in your head, and he did, and he fought it.
Was she actually? Did she have a baby? Was she actually pregnant?
No, it was all bullshit.
Oh, so all of it. It wasn't even pregnant by someone else.
This took over a year to prove.
Oh my God.
He had to, this was a nightmare scenario for him.
Okay.
Wow.
It is fucked up. But that's why you got to be.
And
really
on top of it, like when that story came out, it got.
Why are you interrupting Katie? Again, she's talking. Are you dumb? Like, what's wrong with you? I am over this man. She literally was talking. You have talked this to death. I have seen clips of you talking about this stupid case over and over again. It's like, this hurts men. If it hurts men, they're going to talk about it till the end of time. But if it hurts women, they're going to go, ugh, get over it. And then they'll have the guy on that hurt the woman, i.e. Sandoval or another fuckface. And they'll be like, he's doing so much better. You're so great. Look at you. Let's have a threesome with your girlfriend, Vicki Lee Robinson. Like, Nick, shut the up.
This was a nightmare scenario for him.
Wow.
It is fucked up. But that's why you got to be.
And
really
on top of it, like when that story came out, it got press.
She's literally still talking, idiots. She's literally. Women, if men interrupt you like this in the year of our Lady Lord 2025, you need to say, shut the fuck up, I was talking, and walk away. Say, you don't deserve my conversation, even if it's your boss, okay? I don't want to get you fired, but, we'll find something else. Brian says, Nick Viall thinks a vulva. Uvola is a vulva. Uvola is a vulva. He's literally like, and then my thought? It's like, we've heard your thought a million times. Why even have, like Tej was saying, why even have guests?
And then when he finally vindicated himself, it got a lot less press. Like, truly, this man has been the unluckiest person in reality TV. And
you sure you want to stand by that, Nick? Because I bet you I could find 50 reality TV women who have had worse luck and have been treated worse on television and slut shamed and fat shamed and taken advantage of, and then have their harassers, brought up and forgiven.
Oh. I know he's an easy target, and I get.
Shut up.
It is dance videos or whatever, but this man deserves some empathy.
Yeah, but I'm also kind of like Gabby's having her moment. Those clips are recirculating from The Bachelor. She's being asked about it, so she's commenting on it. I'm like, she could have said way worse things than he looks like a toe and that his dance videos are cringe.
And was it maybe rude? Maybe.
Is that what they're talking about? Gabby, who cares? He does look like a toe. I saw the man. He looks like a fucking toe. She's working in comedy. I don't know if she considers herself a comedian, but she's pretty fucking funny. And why is it when women are snarky or roast up and make fun of men, it's like, oh, she's being mean. Well, then Bill Burr's mean. Then Joe Rogan, well, he is kind of rude. But I'm just saying, shut up. No, they're comedians. Stop it. So we're really, just because he's been through enough. No, if you look like a toe, you look like a toe. There's nothing you can do.
Recirculating from The Bachelor. She's being asked.
Or whatever, but this man deserves some empathy.
Yeah, but I'm also kind of like Gabby's having her moment. Those
First of all, Nick Viall, you don't tell women which man deserves empathy right now. Okay? No one's trying to legislate on your ass, white man. Shut up. Straight white man, Nick Viall, please shut your fucking mouth right now, because we've had it with you giving all your opinions. We have heard it 1,000 times. Shut up. Shut up.
Clips are recirculating from The Bachelor. She's being asked about it, so she's commenting on it. I'm like, she could have said way worse things than he looks like a toe and that his dance videos are cringe.
And was it maybe rude? Maybe. Was it maybe true?
No.
Did he need to respond to it?
No.
Is it impossible to think that maybe she could just say my bad, I'm sorry, your feelings were hurt?
But also grow up.
Yeah.
Why do men always need to be coddled and handheld through life? Have empathy for them. He's a white man. He's gonna be okay. A straight white man is gonna be just fine.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just saying, listen.
Yeah, for sure.
You got Tom Sandoval back on your couch crying. Who cares? No one asked for that.
A lot of people asked for it, actually. Yeah.
Okay, I know. I'm just saying.
To Katie's point, it is giving Saxon from White Lotus.
Okay, Katie Maloney, if I didn't already love you too much, I love you so much more now. I want Katie Maloney to have all me and Chell's babies, okay? this. And you see how he was like, oh, okay, we're throwing the white male card. That's what they'll say. Oh, we're throwing the straight white male card out. Okay. This is a man who definitely uses the woman card. Thank you, Katie, for saying, grow the fuck up. So Gabby, who apparently you guys are saying they were on the show together or whatever, maybe they dated, maybe he treated her bad, maybe, who cares? So she just said, and he looks like a toe. And one, and what? Who cares? But grow up. Like, he will be fine. You're gonna be fine, Clayton, you big boy. You're gonna be fine. I have to listen to it again, you guys, and this time I'm not gonna interrupt it at all because Katie just took it away. I don't have to say nothing.
Those like clips are recirculating from The Bachelor. She's being asked about it, so she's commenting on it. I'm like, she could have said way worse things than like he looks like a toe and that his dance videos are cringe.
And was it maybe rude? Maybe. Was it maybe true?
Did he need to respond to it? No.
Is it impossible to think that maybe like she could just say like, my bad, I'm sorry your feelings were hurt?
But also grow up.
yeah.
Like, why do men always need to be coddled and handheld through life? Have empathy for them. He's a white man. He's gonna be okay. A straight white man is gonna be just fine.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, listen.
Yeah, for sure.
You got Tom Sandoval back on your couch crying. Like, who cares? No one asked for that.
A lot of people asked for it, actually.
Oh, bitch.
Yeah.
Okay, I know. I'm just saying.
To Katie's point, it is giving Saxon from White Lotus.
Yeah,
like,
it totally is.
When do you cross the line of just growing up yourself?
Just grow up.
I didn't,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Just because he is a man and is white, I don't think it's like.
This isn't misandry. This is facts. This is the fucking patriarchy's been like this for years. So the straight white men win. Even if they have bad luck, he's still gonna win.
So no matter what,
Gabby
across the
talk
board,
shit.
no matter the situation or the story, there is no empathy whatsoever, and we're always just not going to take that side.
I feel like personally, Gabby could have maybe not. I mean, like, she has moved on.
Natalie, don't fucking do it. Don't fucking do it, because when this man cheats on you or leaves you or whatever the fuck he's gonna do, we'll be here for you. Women will be there for you. Women will pick you up off the ground. Okay. And I hope to God that doesn't happen, but I'm just saying, don't placate for your dude. I know you want to, because that's your baby's father, that's your husband, but there's a reason he picked someone so much his junior and didn't pick someone his own age. Okay. Because women his own age, like Katie, I think Katie might be a little younger, but around his own age, wouldn't put up with this shit, because we've lived the life, we've seen the shit. Okay. And not all young women will either. But Natalie, please don't do this. Please don't do this, Natalie. He doesn't need you. He can save himself. Do you see Katie's point just came to life and fruition right now? No matter what, the white male will be okay in America, because his wife, another woman, will come to his defense, because God forbid he be questioned. God forbid we say, fucking who cares? God forbid he have to think and take back something he says. So he's going to have his wife pull up and save him, because he's getting upset. So you have no empathy for the white man. The white man gets no empathy. And right away, his wife pulls up and is going to have to challenge two other women. Just don't do it, Natalie. Let him see how he solves this problem. See how he solves this problem. You don't got to check him, and you don't got to save him. Let him sink or swim. Can he handle it? No, he can't, because he has a woman. Notice how he's not interrupting her, because he's like, yeah, take them out, baby. Yeah, Nick, you're 45 years old. That's why you would never marry anyone your age, because we'd be like, are you what did you just say? Stop it. Stop it. Stop.
For years, so the straight white men win. Even if they have bad luck, he's still gonna win.
So no matter what,
Gabby
across the board,
shit.
no matter the situation or the story, there is no empathy whatsoever, and we're always just not going to take that side.
I feel like personally, Gabby could have maybe not. I mean, like, she has moved on. She is married to a woman, and like, that was how many years ago? It's like, if she is asked about it,
and she can't have perspective all these years later, and it's her experience. And why do you want to mansplain what she should say? And then why do you want to co-sign your man's mansplaining? Like, it's and? Who cares? If she wants to say some bitch she used to date, no offense, all offense, Clayton, looks like a toe and his dance videos are cringe, who cares? Why would he even come to the internet like an Elon Musk crybaby and go, they're picking on me? No one's going to buy my Teslas. Leave it alone. Like my little niece says, leave it alone. Leave it alone.
married to a woman, and like that was how many years ago. It's like if she is asked about it, I feel like she didn't have to go so low. You know, I feel like she had her time after the show where she like was able to put him on blast, and it has been 4 years.
I mean, and this is a man who legitimately has like had some incredibly dark.
Oh my God, shut up. You said the same thing about Sandoval and he didn't. He never did. He exploited it. Okay, he tried to manipulate people with his own mental health, even though when Ariana said she had mental health, he said she was lying, but we have to believe him. The NYC Girl Forever says, this is why I don't watch Nick Viall. Natalie, don't do it. Don't do it. I'm telling you, like even there's no statute of limitations on when she can talk about her ex. You can do it. That's your experience. It's your shit. He's a public figure living a public life, doing public shit, and she's providing commentary on a podcast, so she can definitely commentate on him. If he was a private citizen and she was looking in his windows and reporting back, we might go, it's a little too much. But he's a public guy living his life publicly, doing shows, doing dances, and she has intimate history with him. The girl can make a joke. The girl can have an opinion. Stop it. Stop pushing this mean girl narrative. Notice how we never push a mean boy narrative. Ever. Ever. You never hear anything that these men are saying is mean. There's not even a mean boy saying or label. It's just mean girl. And we do this when women say things that men don't like, that the patriarchy doesn't like, then you're a mean girl. You're not funny. You're snarky. You're mean. No, bitch, I'm funny and I'm snarky. And maybe a little mean. Let me be me. Let my vagina breathe. Okay?
Thoughts and
where she like was.
Yes, Nick, please tell us about Clayton's issues.
Able to put him on blast, and it has been 4 years.
I mean, and this is a man who legitimately has like had some incredibly dark thoughts, and has been really down bad. And
I'm having a dark thought right now, Nick, and you're in it. You're in my dark thought. You've been who hasn't been down bad? Raise your hand, ladies, in the chat if you've been down bad. There's a Taylor Swift song about it. Like, shut up. Shut up. Shut your mouth, Nick Viall. Take off those fucking cowboy boots unless you're on a motherfucking horse.
In very serious ways. And while other people are basking in their fame and success and money.
They're like tearing other people down.
And like just living the best possible life, he is out there like trying to make a real estate job work and just trying to find meaning in life and trying to find happiness with his silly dance videos. And I'm just saying.
You guys, he's trying to make a real estate business work, women. We're just out here trying to defend our right to vote and our right to bodily autonomy, but he is defending his right to real estate. You got to fight for your right to real estate. Like not even recognizing his privilege or Clayton's privilege. Nick Viall is just like, you guys, a lady said she was pregnant with this baby when she wasn't. Oh my God. Wow. But I bet you he voted that he would be able to tell her what to do with the baby if it was actually there. That meant states decide. Like, shut up. Shut up.
He is a victim blame me 100% of the way. So I don't believe anything that just came out of his mouth. I think he's full of shit. And he can off.
The new thing is that, as a cis male, did you say cis? Raise your voice, yell, do whatever you feel entitled to do. But as a straight male, if I was a woman, I could do that. If I was a gay male, I could do that. But as a straight male, if I raise my voice, it's wrong.
I don't know. I don't know how much Clayton has suffered, okay? Us women out here are just fighting. The House right now passed through, they say they're trying to stop immigrants, but really they want you to have 2 forms of ID, and women who are married most likely don't have these forms of ID where you have the same last name as the name that's on your birth certificate, but the patriarchy tells us to get married and to change our names and take our husband's names from taking our father's names. And so now a lot of bitches might be out here not able to vote, but they want to legislate our bodies, and they're having a women's health summit and meetings at the White House, and not one woman is present. But yes, Clayton, poor Clayton. He might not be able to. You guys, I can't even say it. It's so bad. He might not be able to real estate. Give me a minute. Give me a minute, you guys. You mean to tell me this super privileged guy on television with ample opportunity and a fan base and a brand and reach might be struggling to sell stuff? I never thought of it through the white American straight male cis, if you will, perspective, and Nick Viall is just opening my eyes to so much. Thank you, Daddy Nick. Thank you so much. Just call me Joleen River Rose. Thank you so much.
And like, you know,
and he's doing just that. No one's taking that from him.
No,
meaning and money.
They're like tearing other people down.
And like just living the best possible life. He is various ways. And while other people are basking in their fame and success.
Sounds like we're mad. It sounds less that you're trying to protect Clayton and more that you're mad and that your internalized misogyny and the patriarchy has shown you like, why should Gabby be more successful and have more? It should be Clayton. How dare Gabby have success and without a man, but with a woman wife, and her wife, by the way, is very funny and very hilarious, very clever. How dare she have success without a penis? Sounds like Nikki Poo would like a little bit of that success because no offense, all offense, Nick, I don't have as many subscribers as you, but your video has 18,000 views. Regular ass dorks like myself and others can get 18,000 views in 22 hours. So I don't know. But Gabby, if Gabby puts out this video, it's going to be more than 18,000. Sounds like you're mad that Gabby, that a woman who chooses another woman is doing better than you. A man who chooses a fetus wife. No offense, Natalie, you're wonderful, but much younger wife. I don't know. Just my thoughts.
And money.
They're like tearing other people down.
And like just living the best possible life. He is out there like trying to make a real estate job work and just trying to find meaning in life and trying to find happiness with his silly dance videos. And I'm just saying, like, you know.
And he's doing just that. No one's taking that from him. He can do whatever he wants.
No, what are you talking about? You were living.
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Katie just made the most logical. I know they say women are hysterical and we're so emotional, but literally you're like, you're taking something from him because she called him a toe and said his videos are cringe. Katie made the point of all points. Thank you, Katie Maloney. No one's taking that from him. He can still do all those things and more. If anything, he can bring up the fact that Gabby said this, which he did, and then be a trending topic because I wouldn't know who the fudge Clayton was. I don't know who Vanilla Frosting Clayton man is without Gabby bringing him up and calling him a toe. I have no fucking clue who you are, sir. So Gabby talking about you brings more eyes to you, and that's how this works. But here we are. But Katie Maloney, again, making the point, the logical point that no one, no matter what Gabby says, she's not taking anything from you. It's just like my mom used to say, they can say what they want, but they can't take your birthday away. But again, Nick's like, what do you mean? They're taking away what? A hit at his ego?
Videos. And I'm just saying, like, you know.
And he's doing just that. No one's taking that from him. He can do whatever he wants.
No, what are you talking about? You were literally said he deserves to be criticized for his dance videos.
Well, yeah, you're going to put that on the internet.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like Katie said, you're going to put that on the internet? You're going to be criticized. People criticize my shit all the time. I put you out there like, I don't like that. That's stupid. You're dumb. That's not what I think. Are you sure? And they have every right to do that. I don't. Don't let the men get criticized because it hurts their feelings. Feelings. Nothing more than feelings.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Jesus. This is what we're worried about. Just like he says, nothing happened. Okay? It might have hurt his feelings, but Gabby didn't take anything away from him. If anything, she gave him more relevancy because I didn't know who he was.
Internet. That's what happened. No one's taking that from him. He can do whatever he wants.
No, what are you talking about? You were literally said he deserves to be criticized for his dance videos.
Well, yeah, you're gonna put that on the internet. That's what happened.
I mean, yeah.
I'm not saying they deserve. I'm just saying they are cringe.
Yeah, listen.
Can I have an opinion that they're cringy?
Yes, his videos are, but I'm just saying, like, I don't.
I'm just
think,
scoot on over.
I don't
let
think
you
the
whack him.
response to Clayton
Get him again.
Eckhart is
get him for me. Done.
Katie, get him again. Get him for us. Yes, men fear being laughed at. Women fear men unaliving them. But here we are. You guys, today in America, a man was laughed at on the internet. Oh my God. Justice for Clayton.
Whatever he wants.
no. What are you talking about? You were literally said he deserves to be criticized for his dance videos.
Well, yeah, you're gonna put that on the internet. That's what happened.
I mean, yeah.
I'm not saying they deserve. I'm just saying they are cringe.
Yeah, listen.
Can I have an opinion that they're cringy?
Yes, his videos are, but I'm just saying, like, I don't think the response to Clayton Eckhart is always needs to be fuck that guy because of something that happened a couple years ago. And oh yeah, by the way, he's a dude, so extra fuck.
I wonder why you're so worried about a man getting criticized or a woman having an opinion about a man she had an intimate relationship with years ago. Could it be that this has happened or could happen to you, Nick Viall? Because we know you're probably speaking more out of fear that it could be you next. You could put out something and someone could criticize you like I'm doing right now. Oh my God. I did not know it was this bad, you guys. I didn't know he looked like this much of a bellend, this much of a dickhead. I did not know. Look at him. He's like, do you see how he looks over to Natalie too? He was like, save me. And she's like, I don't know if I can. I'm wearing a teddy bear coat and I'm kind of chilly. I don't know.
I mean, yeah.
I'm not saying they deserve. I'm just saying they are cringe.
Yeah, listen.
Can I have an opinion that they're cringy?
Yes, his videos are, but I'm just saying, like, I don't think the response to Clayton Eckhart is always needs to be fuck that guy because of something that happened a couple years ago.
Me, mommy.
And oh yeah, by the way, he's a dude, so extra fuck him. And like, no matter what is said about him or what is done, I don't think he is an eternal punching bag for people.
Well, no, I'm not saying that he should be. I'm just saying like he's
that is
Way to jump to the most extreme. Like, calm down. What is going on? Why are you so emotional about this? It's like, and I don't think you should be a punch. No one said that. She made one comment, and you are this butthurt over one comment, bro. Next, you'd be like, would you guys just want him to unalive himself? You just want to kill him? No, she said he looks like a toe, and his dance videos are cringe. Are we on the same planet? Oh my God. No wonder you guys fear women, because if we actually ran things, holy shit, it'd be different and better. You're so emotional. These men are just so emotional. Good God. Take a pamprin and call me in the morning.
It's the discourse around Clayton, to be honest.
Like it's really fucked up that happened, but be a little more cautious of like who you.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. I don't listen. I'm someone that I keep my circle extremely small because I don't want to have to cross paths with somebody who's like that.
Listen, I've literally had conversations with Clayton about making smarter and better decisions. He's had to learn in the hardest possible way.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know. It's like I can have empathy for somebody who made stupid choice, but it's like I don't know.
Well, switching gears a little bit, we do have Shantae and Brian from Temptation.
God, that was so great. Thank you, Katie. I think that's all I can take of Nick Viall, but just Katie poning him like that was so amazing. You guys, and like Tracy saying, haha, Nick Viall is saying to this woman who was bullied mercilessly on television about her weight, Katie has the patience of a saint right now. Not only that, but her husband stood by while other men, Tom Sandoval, James Kennedy, talk shit on her. And she had to just be okay with that and go to work every day. But heaven forbid, Clayton, whatever the fudge his last name is, have to hear that he's a toe. He looks like a toe and his dance videos are cringe. Justice for Clayton. Nick, you really opened up my eyes. Sorry, I meant to have a clip that was more sympathetic to what Nick said.
We do not care.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Let me try again. Okay, I guess I don't. I guess I just don't give a fuck. Oh God, all my give a fucks are gone, and I don't give a fuck that Nick Viall is trying to make this Clayton guy into like the ultimate victim baby. Because someone, and what does that have to do? Like what Gabby says about him or her opinion has nothing to do with the fact that he had some drama with some lady who said she was pregnant by him. So that's like every time someone has a criticism or a joke about you, you go, yeah, but when I was 11, my appendix burst and I couldn't go to the first week of 5th grade. So are you really going to talk shit about someone who has been through? I almost died. Okay. They took me to the emergency room. First, I went to the doctor. They misdiagnosed me with a urinary tract infection. I was supposed to start 5th grade. And then I almost die. I get brought to the emergency room and they go, oopsie. Here's the scale of living and here's the scale of dead and here's Joleen, they told my parents. So they were like, you need to do emergency surgery. And then they took the appendix out of me and still I rise every day. And I was in the hospital for a week and I couldn't walk. So now no one can talk shit about me the rest of my life because I've been through some dark shit. Do you know what it's like to go to school a week late without your appendix? I was poisoned, bitch. Okay. No one has suffered the way I have suffered. No one.
What the French toast?
Did you think I wouldn't find out about your little doo-doo head cootie queen? Who are you calling a cootie queen, you lint liquor?
You lint liquor. Oh my God, this guy. Nick Viall, this one's for you.
Don't be a dick, you're being a real dick. Stop being a dick, you're being a dick.
Don't be a dick, that's what you're being right now. You need to stop, check yourself, and calm the fuck down.
Don't be a dick, you're being a real dick. Stop being a dick, you're being a dick.
With the things that you do, you're obviously very hurt, and that's why I think that you're a big fucking jerk.
Don't be a dick, you're being a real dick. Stop being a dick, you're being a dick.
Don't be a dick. Shout out to Hype Man Husband Chell for making that beautiful song. We got to add Nick Viall's face to that, I think. And also, you know, we have to remember that Nick Viall technically, I think, is a boss to Katie and Dana. So the fact that Katie stood her ground and gave her opinion despite the power dynamics being off in that interview, or what should have been a conversation that Nick Viall was monopolizing, is very impressive. So he's already coming at these women from, you know, he's like, and the bosses are under his podcast network, right? Or his whatever. So, okay, Nikki. Okay. Now on to another dick. All right. Your second dick of the day will be Jax Taylor, and we will be roasting his interview with Extra. And this interview, I believe, came out today. Brittany recently did an interview sharing, you know, more about their relationship and also the diagnosis of their son. Their son was diagnosed with autism. And so now Jax is like, I got to do interviews. If Brittany speaks, I need to double speak. So we have to hear from him again. It's like this man won't shut up. We have the Valley premiering next week and Jax won't shut the frick up. He keeps talking and he keeps putting his foot in his mouth. So anyone out there who might be like, I think he's changing, let me guarantee it for you. He's not. He's not. And we will find out why right now. Give me a thumbs up in the chat as soon as you hear the audio on this.
New season looks more explosive than the last. What can we expect?
It's chaotic and drama. It's sad. It's embarrassing. For me, personally, yeah. Sad, embarrassing, disappointment. Hard. It was very, very hard. I mean, these are all the words that I did, that I used to explain this season. It's very, very difficult for me. It's very difficult. I'm not talking about the whole cast, but for me in general, yeah, it was very hard.
Tell me why you say disappointed.
You know.
Okay, the lady goes, tell me why you say, why are we talking to him like he's a baby? Hey, ladies, tell me why you say that he should be disappointed. He should have been disappointed a long time ago. He should have been embarrassed. So this is going to be a hard season for Jax.
Explain this season. It's very, very difficult for me. It's very difficult. I'm not talking about the whole cast, but for me in general, yeah, it was very hard.
Tell me why you say disappointed.
You know, a lot of reasons, but mainly just disappointed. Watching back, I saw the first episode and just watching back how bad I was, how rock bottom I was, how I treated people, especially Brittany, how...
Okay, he's going to use a lot of past tense. I was, how I was. No, are. Because Brittany and Kristen Doty have spoken out very recently and said, you're still that way. You're still rage texting, being a dick. You're not better. But he's going to try to convince you that he's better. Brittany keeps saying, no, he still treats me like shit.
Just at rock bottom I was, just how I was literally hanging on by...
Also, he's going to mention rock bottom a million times. So this is another ploy of his to hide behind his addiction. All right? And as a sober person myself, the addiction doesn't absolve you of your bad behavior. So you go rock bottom, rock bottom, rock bottom. We know he's previously blamed Brittany and her actions for him hitting a rock bottom, not himself. So he always finds a way to blame Brittany. But notice the propaganda, the way he's going to just keep saying these certain words. So people go, he was at his lowest, rock bottom, rock bottom. So he knows certain, this is what Jax does. He's been a manipulator since day one on our screens, and he's still doing it right now.
Is how I treated people, especially Brittany, how just at rock bottom I was, just how I was literally hanging on by a thread for a lot of the season. Majority of the season. It was very, very tough for me.
Hanging on by a jizz thread or a thong in your bathroom. Okay, Jolene, stop it. Stop it.
Can't express enough how this by far was the worst year of my life.
Again, poor Jax. There was so much cocaine. It was the worst year of my life, partying and going to Canada and doing Coca-Cola Classic in the back with people I was on shows with, House of Villains, and just random sex. Horrible.
It was very tough, and the fact that I'm still standing right now is a blessing. It really, really is.
Define blessing.
Coming back stronger.
Yes, yeah, and like I've said this before.
He wants that Kelly Clarkson song. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stand a little. Okay, sorry.
The show was not shot in real time. It was a year ago, so I'm in a very...
Oh no, bitch! We're not doing this. We're not doing this. Okay, because everybody around you, all the people you say you're treating like shit, they say you're the same. The only person that people that say you change are the other problematic dudes, like the Toms.
Very, very different place. The dynamics have shifted. The relationships have shifted. Everything is completely different. I've worked super hard to get...
What'd you do? You left rehab early twice. You didn't even want to go to rehab the second time until Brittany she told us she had to get production and the show involved and threaten your job. Because, it wasn't good enough for your kid and your wife, even though you're going to say that. Brittany said,
To this point, I'm actually at about 132 days sober.
I thought you said you didn't count. Remember when you said you didn't count? Now you count it. Interesting.
Really proud of myself. I've worked extremely hard to get here. But I did watch the episode last night, and I was debating on whether I was going to watch it or not, just because I've already known, and I make it very well known that I don't watch the show. The last 14 years of Vanderpumprules I was on, I didn't watch any episodes. I just don't like to watch myself on TV. I'm not a fan of it.
I just think that's a red flag. If you're like, oh, I can't even see myself because you're behaving that way. Also, I don't believe that this guy doesn't watch himself on TV. I don't buy it.
Don't like it. But you know what? I decided to take some ownership and see how I acted. And I gotta be honest, I started crying the first 5 minutes in. I don't know who that person is. It was a show.
Oh my God, you guys. He cried. He's been acting like a dick for years on television. And now he cried, and we're supposed to be like, whoa. Imagine all the times we cried watching you, or you made people cry.
I defy you, stars!
Yeah. Watch the times he says, I, me. I'm so proud of myself. This is anyone in recovery, anyone who's a sober person. I'm just speaking from my experience. I do not know anyone who takes their sobriety seriously and is really working hard that speaks like this man. I've never known anyone who's taking it seriously and is really, he says he's in AA doing the steps. Maybe it's early. I don't know.
Shell of a human being. I was disgusted. I look sick. I look angry. I look depressed.
So like every other season of TV we've ever seen you in? I don't know.
I just don't know who that person is.
Where are we?
I mean, it's you. Like literally since Jump, you were like that.
Picking up with, because it seems, as you said, to use your word, everything was left in chaos. When we see this season, which is starting next week, tell me, where do we pick up? Where do we pick, like, exactly where we left off? Or is there?
I don't understand. Picked up from season 1?
Yeah, like when the season 2 begins, how is it sort of like, where does it begin?
True Rainbow.
Well, with me personally, I go into rehab. Yeah. So obviously there's a big gap in between season 1 and season 2. So going to rehab and fixing myself, but it's not good. It's not good. And like I said,
Didn't you leave early both times?
It's just not good. I don't.
And the first time wasn't even for drugs and alcohol. It was so you could come out and be like, I'm bipolar. Huh? This dude is rewriting history.
I don't have any other words. Like, this was a very, very, very tough year for me. Very tough year.
For you. For me, not Brittany, not talking about the son. Rough year for anyone around those that I hurt. Nothing. He must not be at that step yet.
I've gone through a divorce. I've gone through rehab twice. I've gone through AA.
There's no gone through AA. There's literally no end. What are you talking about? It's not like it's something you just like, I graduated. No, it's always there. I don't, either you still go or you don't, no judgment there, but like, it's not something that has a beginning and an end. And you're like, I got the final AA medallion, the trophy of the most AAist of all the guys. I was the best, the number one guy in AA. I got that. So I've gone through it. I'm done.
Therapy, losing friends, bipolar, PTSD, OCD, losing my house. Like,
whoa. He's going to throw everything but the kitchen sink in there. Everything he Googled. He's like, I got this and that and that. There's a lot of stuff.
Not good. Next. And like I said, it's just not good. I don't have any other words. Like, this was a very, very, very tough year for me. Very tough year. I've gone through a divorce. I've gone through rehab twice. I've gone through AA, therapy, losing friends, bipolar, PTSD, OCD, losing my house, like almost losing my child. Like, I can't, like, all these things right here. I mean, the fact that I'm still here right now after going through all that, it says a lot. It really does, because a lot of guys I know that have gone through it, I wouldn't be here right now.
This part was like, when I heard this the first time, I'm sorry, why? Are you making yourself the hero here? So you have to put other people down? Like, it's not a competition, like, because every other man I know couldn't do it. Nuh-uh, they couldn't do it. I can handle it, but no, this is the same as the first interview he did about this, when he was talking about how he became like a mentor for the sober people. And I'm like, you don't know enough. What are you even talking about? Like, I was helping out the people in the rehab because I'm so advanced. It's like, what? Delulu.
How do you every single
hear that one more time?
Therapy, losing friends, bipolar,
who hasn't?
PTSD, OCD,
not all the acronym: PTSD, OCD, ADD, ODD, BDD, BVD, ABC, BVD, Boys to Men, all the stuff.
Losing my house, like almost losing my child. Like, I can't, like.
Didn't you stay in your house?
All these things right here. I mean, the fact that I'm still here right now after going through all that, it says a lot. It really does, because a lot of guys I know that have gone through it, I wouldn't be here right now.
So a lot of guys that have gone through it wouldn't be here, right? So where are they? Are they dead? What are you talking about? And if they're dead, why are you saying it like that?
How do you every single day then find the strength to?
My son. Just to answer that easily.
Oh my God, lady, who is paying this? Lady, what are these questions? How do you find the strength every day? Oh my God, so melodramatic. What are you talking about? How does anybody find the strength any day to wake up in the morning? Like, shut up.
It says a lot. It really does, because a lot of guys I know that have gone through it, I wouldn't be here right now.
How do you every single day then find the strength to?
My son. Just to answer that easily for you, this is my kid. He's my sole force, my driving force to being here today. That little boy is my angel. I love him more than anything in the world. And, when I was at my darkest moment, which was a lot, there was times I just didn't want to be here. I didn't want to be here. I want to throw in the towel and be like, nobody will care if I'm gone. I've literally destroyed a lot of relationships, friendships. I've destroyed my marriage. Who cares? Let's just go. We call it a day. You know what I'm saying? But then I thought, I'm like, listen, my son's going to grow up one day and he's going to not have a father. And I just could not be that selfish and be that, I would hurt more people, I think, than anything else. I just really, really want my son grow up one day knowing that his dad had a problem and he fixed it and he rose above and he's a good man now.
I'll never forget the line that you said where you're a great father, but a terrible husband. And I thought that showed growth, though, with you.
Yeah, I love being a dad.
All right, hold your tits, honey. Listen, okay? Come on, girl. No, this whole idea that somehow Jax is pushing this false narrative like, I'm a great dad, but a shitty husband. You cannot be a good dad when you are actively being a shitty husband to the mother of your child. You just can't. I don't know how you can be a good dad when you are shitting on and being abusive to Brittany, the mother of your child, and your son is seeing that. You're doing that in front of him. That is the antithesis of a good dad. And the fact that he doesn't see that. So much of how Jax treats Brittany is how Cruz will go out into the world and treat women. And he's showing no ownership of that, no accountability. You literally talk down to Brittany, you out things about her, you verbally abuse her, you're aggressive with her. We've seen it time and time again. And this is, by your own admission, what Cruz sees in the house. So how could you possibly consider yourself a good dad when that is what you are actively and have been in the past and currently, according to her and others, been doing? You can't.
Dad, more than anything. I wish I could be with my son every single moment of every.
No, you don't. You're doing cocaine. What are you talking about? You're out partying. Brittany told us.
But a terrible husband. And I thought that showed growth, though, with you.
Yeah, I love being a dad more than anything. I wish I could be with my.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Because it seemed like you liked something else more. I don't know.
My son every single moment of every day, but unfortunately going through a divorce, that's hard until we figure out how we're going to deal with all this. Being a husband.
Who thinks Jax could have primary custody of a child? And if he was like self-aware, he would know that that would be a horrible situation for Cruz right now. But do you really think that that would be a good idea? I mean, thank God Brittany is there. And I'm not saying Brittany is, perfect by any means, but this guy, ugh.
Is tough for me. It's just tough for me. I don't know. It's very tough for me. I'm just not a good husband, and Brittany deserves so much better. She deserves so much better. She doesn't deserve, half the crap I put her through, and I feel bad. I feel like I destroyed something that was pretty good. We had our problems.
Wait a minute. So she only deserves half? This is how you know he's saying things he doesn't mean. He's saying things just to say them, things he's heard, cliches. She doesn't deserve half the crap, but she deserves the other crap. So you're only taking back half of all the crap because you said crap, not like half of all the times I was nice or no. You literally said crap. So she deserves, you're only taking back half? Are you sure you don't want to rethink that?
But I definitely threw a wrench in a lot of it.
Do you think it was the best decision, though, for both of you?
Yes, absolutely. I think regardless of all this, we would have separated anyway. We just were not getting along. And then all the stuff that happened, which you'll see, you can't come back from. There's just too much toxicity, and there's too much hurt, and there's too much anger, and you'll see as the season plays out, there's just some stuff I cannot come back from. I just can't.
Where do you two stand now?
It is day by day right now. My goal is I want to be amicable for our son. I want Brittany and I to put this aside for the most part and be like, our son is our priority. Our son deserves two loving parents to be with him all the time. And even if we're not together, he needs to know that we're both there.
Okay, then you need to stop verbally abusing her, rage texting her, not respecting her boundaries, showing up wasted. Okay, that starts with you, bro. And okay, keep going.
For him, and we love him more than anything in the world. I do not want to disrupt his life. I don't want to disrupt anything. That's why through this divorce, I literally gave her everything. Just take it all. I don't want anything to be a hiccup. I don't want her to have to move. Even though, yes, she did have to leave in the beginning because I was spiraling. I was on so much drugs and alcohol that they got their own house. And then I look back at it, I'm like, why did I do that? Why I should have left. But
interesting. I think he's already preparing us for what we're going to see on this season of the Valley. Oh, but I didn't want to disrupt their lives, but I did make my wife and child leave the home that my son, my toddler age son, was comfortable in, so that I could stay there and bang hoes and leave thongs all over the place. So I made them give up their space. They had to get a new spot because Jax wants what Jax wants.
I was in such a bad place and I was spiraling out of control that I wasn't thinking
He's in a bad rock bottom, you guys. He's in a bad place. He wasn't thinking
straight at all. And I was going through a really, really bad time. But yeah, I want us to be good parents. In fact, I was texting her just now and be like, are we going to have Easter? And I want to keep certain things as a family. Mother's Day, Easter.
You're texting her just now when you're doing an interview about it, when you're claiming to be a good dad and that you've changed. You decide now, oh, hey, I'm doing this extra interview so I can say I text her just now. I want to hear from Brittany on this. But what an interesting time to be like, I was just texting her. I want to have Mother's Day. I want to have Easter. Why would she want to have that with you? You're mean to her.
We need to put our aside and we need to be there for ourselves.
No, it's your shit. In a lot of ways, it's your shit, sir.
So co-parenting is your priority.
Co-parenting is my number one priority. That little boy is my number one priority. He's above all.
Are you sure? Since when?
Everything else, yes.
So today, an article came out where Brittany announced your son, who's about to be 4.
4 Saturday.
Yeah, in a few days.
Yeah.
How are you with this official diagnosis and her being so public? How do you personally feel about what came out?
Keyboard.
We've known for a while. We just didn't know how we want to. Obviously, we're public figures, so we didn't know how we wanted to come out with it. Brittany and I have been going back and forth on how we wanted to tell everybody. My little boy is amazing. He's so beautiful. He's so delicious. He's such a smart individual. But he's obviously got some issues with autism.
Delicious. He's so delicious.
And
he has issues with autism. The way Jax talks about this compared to the way Brittany talks about this, night and day. Jax definitely, you can tell it's so it's coded, but not enough. That he thinks the autism is a weakness for Cruz and that he has very negative connotation about this.
Buddy, my little boy.
Overall, he has a very ableist view on this.
Is amazing. He's so beautiful. He's so delicious. He's such a smart individual. But he's obviously got some issues with autism. And our goal is I want to be affiliated with autism for the rest of my life. I want to be in charities. I want to be whatever I can do to spread awareness, to help financially.
Me. We're talking about your son, but you're only bringing up yourself. And could it be because you heard people saying that they hope Brittany goes forward and speaks on behalf and for moms with children with autism? And maybe that could be her podcast. And we talked about that here. And I saw other people talk about it. That now you're like, and I want to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do that first. I'm going to take that from Brittany. Nobody wants to see you be an autism advocate. So you can't even advocate for yourself. You haven't even showed up in your home yet. You can be an advocate for no one. You got to figure your shit out. He's like, and me, and what about me?
On how we wanted to tell everybody. My little boy is amazing. He's so beautiful. He's so delicious. He's such a smart individual. But he's obviously got some issues with autism. And our goal is I want to be affiliated with autism for the rest of my life. I want to be in charities. I want to be whatever I can do to spread awareness.
Guess what? You will, because your son's autistic. So focus on that and making sure he's okay.
To help financially, physically, mentally.
Okay, hold him to that. He says he's going to help financially. Okay, you're going to have to show us. Want to see some philanthropic monetary efforts from you.
I want to be a part of it all. I feel like this is a sign.
He wants to be the number one guy in the autism group.
From somebody that I need to be a part of this world. And
no God would give you a sign to do that. Stop.
I want to help out other parents. I want to meet other parents.
First, you have to be a parent, sir.
And just, it's okay. It's tough for parents. It really is, especially when you see other kids going, progressing a little bit further than your son. And you're like, why? Why aren't they understanding? It can be a little frustrating, but I know he'll get there. He's just taking a little longer. That's okay. He's doing great. And like I said,
Okay, now the audio kind of isn't in sync with how he's talking. So if you're wondering like, oh, that looks weird. I don't know. When I was screen recording it, it's strange. But issues with autism, or he has it, dude. Right? So here you're going to see it's off a little.
We are doing everything to make his life perfect. Yeah.
So
how You're exploiting him on television. You're telling the world about his autism, which I am happy since you already put it out there. But if you were doing everything to make his life perfect, you would take him off of the show ASAP PIMP. That is, I believe that with my whole heart. You wouldn't have him on television as you guys are going through this awful divorce and you're all drugged up and abusing his mom. And then him, getting the tools he needs and stuff after being diagnosed with autism, we wouldn't be out here putting that on display for money.
How are you moving forward? Are you open to dating? Oh
my God,
nobody. Are we thinking about it?
He never stopped dating. What are you talking about? Why don't we ask him the real questions? He's never stopped dating. Despite being married, despite being in relationships, he's always dating. He's always putting his dick somewhere it doesn't belong.
Dating is the last thing on my mind right now. My goal right now is my mental health. Sticking with therapy, going to AA every day, working with my son. Am I going to say I'm never going to date? No, I'm not going to. Of course, I'm going to date again someday. But one thing I know, I will never get married again. That's for sure. That will never ever happen again. That was a one and done thing. But who knows? I don't want to be lonely for the rest of my life. But right now, my main focus is my little boy and getting to a good place with Brittany, and for us to be like, okay, we beat this divorce, we beat the odds.
So he says he beats the odds of the divorce. What are you talking about? You beat the odds of divorce? You're getting divorced. You didn't beat any odds.
And we can be good friends, and we can raise.
You were never a good friend to her, so how are you going to be a good friend now?
Is our child together? Yeah.
He's too codependent. Have you married in a year?
No, I'll never get married again. That's for sure. I can tell you that right now. I'll never get married again.
That one's surprising.
Mark that down. Mark that down, because he will break that just as sweet saying he'll be married in a year. Mm-hmm.
No, that was once. That was it. Never again.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about when you went into the facility for some help. You said twice.
I did do 2 stints, yes.
Yeah. Were they both the same type? Was it for sort of recovery or more mental and sort of spiritual well-being to sort of get you?
It was a little bit of everything. Obviously, a strong emphasis on my addiction. But I've said this many times. Addiction is not... Drugs and alcohol are not my problem. I have a lot of demons, and I have a lot of mental health issues, and I have a lot of struggles with bipolar and OCD and PTSD. I have a lot of issues, and I instead of dealing with them head on, I take drugs and alcohol to mask that. And for the 2 hours that I'm on things like that, I can forget about my problems. And that's why I did it so much. And I became this individual that I thought that people liked. I thought that people can, they watch me on TV, they love that chaos, that train wreck. And that's what I just thought people liked. So I just continued doing what I was doing, being the number one guy in the group, or whatever you want to call it, or the lead singer of the band. And I just can't do it anymore.
Sir, no one ever asked you. You gave yourself that label. No one thought you were the number one guy in the group. There was never a number one guy in any group of Vanderpumprules. The number one guy in the group was always Ariana and Katie. What are you talking about? No, that was self-inflicted. You decided that. It was unsolicited. Nobody was like, oh, what was the number? That was you. You weren't the lead singer of a band. You were just a jackass on television. That's what you were.
45 years old. It's not cute anymore.
It was never cute.
Not fun anymore.
It was never fun for anyone but you.
It's not where I want to be anymore. But
I don't know. Your friends and your soon-to-be ex-wife, I don't even know if they're divorced yet, seem to have a different opinion.
At the same time, I am a little worried that how people are going to see me now, because I've taken such a back seat in being such a huge presence. But I hope people can see that, okay, he's really working on himself. And I feel like if I kept going the way I was going, I was going to crash. It was just a matter of time.
I think you crashed. I think we saw you crash ever since season 1 of Vanderpump Rules. We have seen you crash.
Where I was going to crash. And I just mentally can't do it anymore. I just can't. And I just hope people can see that, no, he's not the same.
Is it that you can't, or that Bravo and the Valley said if you don't get help or pretend to get help or whatever, then you won't have a job and you love being on reality TV? Because that's what Brittany said.
same person anymore, but they can see, well, he's bettering himself at least.
I have to give you credit though, because I've been watching you since day one.
Stop giving mediocre men, less than mediocre men, I should say, credit. We need to stop it right now. No credit needs to be given. He hasn't done shit. All he's done is be extremely boastful and egotistical in interviews promoting a reality show where we're going to see him behave abhorrently, even though we've seen that forever since he's been on television. And he's trying to get ahead of it because his fear is that he will lose his status within reality television and his show, that he will lose his relevancy, and that people will hold him accountable for his actions. So we don't have to give him any credit. The problem is he was given credit, too many participation trophies throughout the years, to where he was able to do and get away with whatever he wanted. He told us this. He spelled it out. He said, people never checked me, never stopped me, and I was able to do what I want. And that's why the behavior continued. He has shown nothing. It's all talk, all talk. Everyone around him says he's still horrible. He's still talking shit. He's still treating Brittany awful. But here we are. We have to just take the liar's word for it.
In season 1, episode 1 of BPR, you've always been very open about your
not open, manipulative. He wants to get ahead of it. So he'll say it and act as though I need to change. And then 20 years later, he's still trying to change that same thing because he never changes it because it's all lip service.
Struggles. I mean, maybe the message didn't come out quite the way that you wanted it. It's very open and honest about it, that you've struggled.
I'm very self-aware of my issues, but I'm one of those kind of guys that I don't want to know what's wrong with me. I just don't want to know. Did I know? Yeah, clearly I had something wrong. Watch me over the years. There's something wrong with me. My brain doesn't work like everybody else's brain. And, I didn't I wish I would have taken care of this sooner. I wish I would have swallowed my pride. I wish I was humble enough just to go and get some help, but that's just not me. I'm very stubborn in my ways of thinking, and I didn't check this out.
And he's not going to try to address that or change it. He's like, that's me.
I didn't really figure this out until I went to rehab. I always knew I was ADHD. That part I knew when I was 19. I was diagnosed. But the bipolar.
You're not part of the tribe. No. You don't get to be on the ADHD team. No, I reject you. I rebuke you in the name of ADHD. I rebuke you, sir. Go get a second opinion.
The OCD and all that. I didn't know that until I went to rehab. And when I found that out, I literally cried my eyes out because it was just not that I have it, but that I finally know what's wrong with me, that I can finally get on medication that can help me fix this and deal with this on a day-to-day basis. And since I've been on this medication, I can't tell you how amazing it's been. I don't get triggered as easily. I rarely get angry anymore. I had severe anger issues. I let things roll off my back. I try not to engage in a lot of things because it was really bad for a while.
What? Your wife, or soon-to-be ex-wife, Brittany, just told us just a couple weeks ago that you're still as angry, you're still engaging, you're rage texting Kristen, you're rage texting her, you're sending awful stuff. Women on the internet are saying you're sending disgusting things and messaging Brittany about it. So again, you're a liar. That Jax is a liar. Thank goodness I have my 2 adorable producers, Cordy and Prince, here, and I just pet them. And then all is right in the world, despite Jax's bullshit.
Such a temper. I had such a temper. And it was getting to the point where...
Had such a temper? Brah.
I would have arguments with Brittany in front of my son.
And that's what we're going to see this season. That's what he's trying to get ahead of.
And that's when I knew things are... No, they can't.
No. That wasn't when you knew. That was when Brittany contacted the producers in Bravo and they threatened your job. And that's when you were like, fine, I'll go to rehab. Don't ask me why you're lying. Don't ask me why I'm crying
like this.
I'm not going to tell you what's wrong. I'm just going to sit on your lap for $5 a song. I want you to pay me for my beauty. I think it's only right because I have been paying for it all of my life. So no, Jax. No. You don't get to rewrite the history, liar.
Today, can you say with complete certainty, I am sober?
No, ma'am, he can't.
And I am going to remain sober. Or do you do like they recommend, 1 day at a time?
No, he doesn't.
You know, I go to AA probably 4 times a week. I
That must be new because Brittany told us a couple weeks ago you ain't never been.
have an amazing life coach. I have an amazing sober coach. I know for a fact I will never touch drugs and alcohol.
Well, then you're not in it. There's no way. It is one day at a time. And you would never say as an addict, as recovering, that I'll never touch it again. You would never be so certain. It's like God willing. But once you start saying that, once you're like, it's done, I got it, I solved it. No, this is fishy.
Again, I just don't. I'm totally focused on health and fitness now. I've taken literally a 180. I'm living in the gym. I eat super healthy. Even just the smell of alcohol anymore just doesn't.
Super common for especially early addicts or addicts in general to then get obsessed and get addicted to something else. And it seems like you've just transferred your addiction to fitness. And that you would think is a good idea since it's a healthy thing. But there are so many stories of addicts who then become like obsessed with running and marathons, and it becomes almost just as unhealthy because it's just yet another addiction. So you're never getting to the root of why you do it. It's the same way, you know, addicts, we suffer with, you know, overeating, too much sugar, because you're trying to get that kind of feeling, you know, you're just feeding yourself with other things. But here he is. No, I'm lifting weights now. I'm lifting all the weights. I'm over it. I'm fine. No, you're just transferring your addiction to that and telling yourself it's fine.
I don't like it. You know, the thought of, and if I ever get that in my head, like I need a drink, I just think about waking up hungover. You know, I have so much more free.
So then, you know, you can't say I'll never drink again because you still have the feeling of wanting to drink and have a drink. And then you have to go, oh, no. So I don't want to wake up. So that's part of the everyday, one day at a time, 1 minute at a time, 1 second at a time.
Free time. I feel so much better. Yes, I'm on medication that is helping me a lot, but stopping the drinking and the drugs has helped me tremendously with my anxiety, the way I think, just the way I feel. I feel so much better. I'm 132 days sober. And
it's like the second time he mentioned that. I remember how he was saying he wasn't counting before and he got criticism for it. So now he's like 132, I think, days sober. I
feel the best I've ever been. I'm in the best shape of my life.
Oh, thank God. Thank God you're in the best shape of your life. No one's worried about your muscles. They're worried about your attitude, your spirit, how you treat women, how you treat your wife, how you treat your son, how you treat your friends, how you treat the world.
I just love where I'm at right now. So yes, I do still take it day by day, you know, but no, I don't have any interest in doing those things again. I lived a great life and I got away with it for a very long time. I just need to count my blessings that I'm still here. I had a fun ride, but it's time to hang it up.
Were you worried when you got out, having to like sort of?
The fact is like, and it's time to hang. Sir, you're still in the bars. You still pretend to own that back alley garage bar in a tent.
Enter back into.
Look at him. He's like, what are you saying, bitch?
Some of the people and places and things that still were happening while you were taking care of yourself.
You mean as far as like being around alcohol?
Yeah, and just being around people that drink and,
right.
And are you ever?
Well, I own a bar. No, I thought.
Do you own it though? Does Jax own it, or did they let him put a tent in the back of a bar and he got some investors to put money into his tent bar? I could do that. I got a tent from Costco that I go camping in. It's a nice tent. I could ask one of the restaurants around here, one of the bars, hey, can I put my tent up? Get some investors, put up some ivy, maybe a couple neon lights, JoJo's place, and sell shitty shots and bear cheese.
I didn't know how I was going to.
What's going on with your nose, bro?
But I honestly don't mind people drinking. Fun. I encourage it. Have fun. Get drunk. Do what you want. Like.
So he's like, I'm not one of those that's like, you can't drink around me. No, you can drink.
It doesn't bother me. It's like I just don't have that where you can't do it around me. Some people do. I just don't have that.
He doesn't have it. He's very strong. He's not weak like the rest of you addicts. He's very strong. He can handle it. It's been 132 for 1 days sober. He's not like that.
Encourage you to do whatever you got to do.
Do what you want. He wants people around him drinking.
My problem is trying to figure out. I've always used drugs and alcohol as a social buffer. I have a hard time talking to people and being in large groups without some kind of buffer, without a cocktail, just to kind of ease the thing. So I'm struggling with that a little bit as far as being social. I become like a recluse. I don't like to leave my house at all.
So really, you're not good with people drinking around you because you need to drink too. Otherwise, you can't talk to them. So everything you said before doesn't make sense.
I'm still learning. Like I go out with my friends, I last about 30 minutes and I'm out.
So it's not super easy for you. You last 30 minutes and you're out because you can't drink while they're drinking.
Can't be around. I just don't have anything to talk about.
You were about to say, I can't be around people who are drinking, but you just told us a couple seconds before that I'm fine. I'm so fine as I can be around people who are drinking. But now you're saying I can't be around people who are drinking. I only last about 30 minutes. Which one is it? See, it's difficult when talking, when you're lying so much, because then in the next breath, you can contradict yourself and look like a huge lying hypocrite.
It's just so crazy to me. Like I can't believe.
That's what Judge Judy says. When you tell the truth, you don't have to have a good memory.
How much alcohol and drugs played a huge role. I didn't even know I was an alcoholic or a substance abuse until I quit.
Huh? What are you talking about?
When I quit all, then I was like, Jesus, I had a problem. It took for me to quit to realize I was an alcoholic.
Do you think you have a little bit of maybe social anxiety with
Yes.
that?
Yeah, I have serious social anxiety. And I'll fix it. I've been doing these for so long that I don't know how to be sober in social situations. I don't.
You just said you're fine. Okay. I drink and I know things says Joleen needs to make a sober bar, mocktails and vitamin D shots a la Jack's and call it all Jack's up in a tent in a parking lot next to Jack's. I would love that. Not everyone's sobriety journey is similar. However, I will say early into sobriety, yes, you realize that you can't control what other people do, but there are friendships and relationships and things that suffer or fall to the wayside once you do make that decision to become sober. So the fact that he's like, I'm just so okay with it. I just don't even know. You're not going to be able to party and hang out with the same people that you partied hardcore with. There were years had passed and I was, I'd be at weddings with people I used to get shit faced with. And I would have panic attacks because I'd be like, I only, these are my friends and people I love, but I have such this memory and this history of, just getting drunk with them. Like how do I fit in now? And there are some relationships that you realize it was more than that. And you move forward and the relationship evolves. And, if they're supportive of you and you're supportive of them, it works out. But there are a lot of relationships that you're not able to have anymore because it is, not healthy for your sobriety journey. And no shade to those people, no shade or all shade, no offense, all offense, but that's the truth of it. So Jack's trying to be like, it's so simple. And then in the next breath being like, I just can't really be around drinking.
Like, I don't know anybody, especially in the business that I'm in, who doesn't have a cocktail or two if they're at an event or whatever, just to get into a conversation.
I don't. I mean, it took a while for me to figure out. Yeah. And then I realized like, wow, I was, drinking and doing that because it was a way of me masking my ADHD and masking, in social situations because I would get very anxious like many people. So, but all these things don't just come overnight. They don't just come in 132 days. It takes time.
Like I struggle with that and I'm going to get to a place, like I said, but right now, it's hard for me. It's hard for me to make conversation. It's hard for me to engage.
I just hate that he's making such a mockery of freaking sobriety. He really is. He's just like shitting on everyone who and their journeys and the seriousness of it because this man is playing in our face about it. It's just like I guarantee there will be few sober people. Now, granted, I've been wrong almost in my life before, okay? And I've almost been wrong, I should say. But most sober people, I would argue, will watch this and go, no. What this man is saying is not the truth. This is not a true story. Okay? Katie, thank you for the super sticker. Bonnie says monetizing is fake sobriety. Yeah. And when you've actually been through it and you're still, as he says, been through, but when you're actually still on your sobriety journey, like myself, but you have gone through these little milestones that he's talking about, there's something that is so inauthentic about what he's saying. There's something that is so cringe and just doesn't read as honest.
Because I just don't care. You know, I just don't care. And I don't like making small talk. And the alcohol helped that.
And you have a strong support system right now. You have someone that you rely on.
I have a good, I have a really, I have a great sober coach. I've been going. Actually, I started, Lala's brother is the one who got me going to AA. I wasn't going to do it. I was anti-AA. I just.
White boy dreads got him to go to AA? White boy dreads. Wow, okay.
I just wasn't into it.
This must be recent because Brittany says you ain't never been. And you were telling us that you were. And Brittany was like, I don't know about that. So it must have been after this most recent admission, maybe?
Nothing against, religion, but I feel like they bring a lot of religion into it. I go to church for that. I don't need it in my AA, And I got a call from Lala, and she's like, hey, my brother goes to AA. Why don't you go with him? So I gave him a call, and I was sitting outside the door of AA, and I was looking in. I'm like, I can't go in here. I just can't. And then I walked in, and I recognized probably about half the room from celebrities.
You're not supposed to say who was there, dumbass. It's Alcoholics Anonymous. Now, I know a lot of people are less anonymous about the Alcoholics Anonymous, but it's still supposed to be a safe. He's like, I recognize everyone. There was Pete and James and, sir.
Big celebrity.
Now he's bragging. My AA is not like you peasant AA. Notice how he's always trying to one up. His ego is so fragile that he has to go, my AA is, there's like all these really famous people there. Like Tom Cruise's friend. Yeah. And Julia Roberts' stylist. Everybody's really cool. I go to the super special celebrity AA.
Celebrities in there. And I'm like, holy shit. Like there's some, and then I was kind of.
You would never think of that when you go in there. You just don't think like that. When you go into AA and you see anyone, the last thing on your mind is, oh, that person's famous. No.
Lost in the corner. I was sitting by the coffee and the donuts, and I didn't.
This motherfucker is going to use it as networking in Hollywood. Mark my words.
Know what to do, and I didn't know what to think. And it really made myself be like, okay, I can do this. If this guy's in there, who I watch on TV every day, and then.
Dr. Phil, you just outed Dr. Phil because he's on every day. Oh my God.
A big celebrity.
Give us more hints.
Which I
big celebrity.
would never say, came up to me.
Yeah, you're not supposed to say it's fucking AA, bro.
And said, hey, you look lost. Kid, you need help?
They were like, you look lost. You definitely aren't taking this seriously. You should leave. You're just probably going to do a Patreon where you say the big celebrities you saw here. You're going to sell us out. Can you leave?
Why don't you come sit with me? And this is somebody that I was like, oh, shit, I watch your show all the time, Rob. Been a fan of yours for years. And he took me under his wing, and he's my sober coach now.
What don't you understand about Anonymous, bitch?
So it's just kind of, you see these people that are larger than life on television and in the entertainment world, and you're like, this guy struggles. This guy's got millions and millions and millions of dollars and the best life ever, but he's struggling with the same thing that I'm struggling with.
Yeah, it transcends race and class. And I mean, these are the basics of addiction and AA. You can have all the money in the world. Like, that's one thing. Addiction it's not prejudice. It hits everybody. Oh, God. You're like 80 years old. And he's just trying to convince us, like, see, I'm not. He looks at it as a weakness. But he doesn't have that weakness. He's so strong.
And it just really was like, wow. Okay, I can do this.
If cool celebrities are doing this, I can do this.
I can do this. If they can do it, I can do it.
It's like a full circle moment. You looking at that person, and then there's people that look up to you.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
It is very interesting. Like I said, it was just I have a huge ego, and just being vulnerable is really, really tough for me. I grew up in a generation in the 80s and the 90s where men don't talk about mental health. We just don't.
Yes,
and my father never talked about it. Anytime there was a struggle. And it's not my dad's fault. It's just we swept it under the rug. Like, men don't cry. We don't share our feelings. You suck it up. You deal with it. You put it on your shoulders, and you move on. You take care of your family. You take care of your wife. You take care of your kids. That's your role. Nobody checks on men, and I want to break that stigma.
Someone called Nick Viall. Nick Viall files. He hates Jax, but they think like nobody checks on men. That's why it is the way it is, because nobody checks on men. Yes, Evelyn, he's going to use AA for social climbing. I don't buy it either, silly goose. This is the new trend. Well, you got the red pill manosphere podcasting misandry bros. They are really pushing this, that it's men, And obviously we know that there are, that we definitely have to, when we're raising little boys and as a society, allow Jax's eyes right now are just freaking me out, where I paused it, or anytime, that we need to allow little boys to emote and encourage them to do that, instead of being like, suck it up, don't be a pussy, be like a Midwestern dad, and if you're sad, don't say it, just build a bench, because you can't build enough benches to work through the trauma. You have to process feelings. But Jack's jumping on, be like, no one checks on men. You were checked on a lot. You're still being checked on. What the fuck are you talking about?
And don't talk about mental health. We just don't. And my father never talked about it. Anytime there was a struggle, and it's not my dad's fault. It just, we swept it under the rug. Like, men don't cry. We don't share our feelings. You suck it up. You deal with it. You put it on your shoulders, and you move on. You take care of your family. You take care of your wife. You take care of your kids. That's your role. Nobody checks on men. And I want to break that stigma. I'm going to break it with my son. He's going to be able to talk.
He's the hero. He's going to be the mentor. He's, people look up to him. He's going to break stigmas. He's going to be the king of autism, king of AA, king of bipolar, king of ADHD, king of PTSD, king of OCD, OPP, like you guys were saying, just all the things. He's going to do it. Okay. Can't wait, Jax.
Talk about whatever he wants. He's going to be able to deal with whatever he wants.
You have to be around for him.
We're an open door, whatever you want. And it's nothing against my father and my grandfather. They just grew up in a different time where men just weren't open. And it's become a big deal within the last, I think, 5 years. I think more men are starting to be open about it because it's hard. I don't mean to use that word, but life is hard. Life is really, really hard.
What? We've been screaming that to you as women forever. Life is hard. I don't understand how it's hard for this dude. You literally get to monetize your abuse, monetize your addiction. You get more job opportunities. You have people bailing you out. Where did it get hard? I think if it was hard, it might exact change out of you. But I don't know if anything's ever been hard for you, sir. Except for maybe your wiener, when you're cheating on your... Okay, that's enough, Jolene. That's enough. Look at Cordelia, producer Cordelia.
Especially when you're a public figure. Especially when you're...
Oh, no, it's not for you. Not for us peasants. The public figures have it the hardest. Oh, my God. Stop. Especially us public. Oh, the ego on this dude. You're never going to be able to maintain sobriety and mental health with this fucking toxic ego, bro.
In the last, I think, 5 years, I think more men are starting to be open about it because it's hard. I don't mean to use that word, but life is hard. Life is really, really hard, especially when you're a public figure, especially when you're going through a divorce publicly, especially when everybody has a freaking opinion about what you do. It's tough. It's hard.
And when people give you those opinions, do you simply say, listen, it's mine, Brittany, what we're going to do? Or do you...
Good point. Mallory says, you don't talk about mental health. He said, you just take care of your wife and kids. Well, you couldn't do either of those. You didn't do those things. So if he's trying to act like we grit our teeth and we just do what we need to do. No, you didn't do what you needed to do. You've been selfish your whole life and gotten away with so much. Like, this interview is just a fucking joke.
Listen? Are you open? Or
I'm getting better about it.
No, you're not. You hate every minute that someone else is talking and you're not talking.
I'm not going to lie to you. Sometimes things trigger me and I see things and they just have no idea what I'm going through. I have to be reminded to stay off social media, especially this season. I have to be reminded to don't listen to that because these are just people that...
Maybe you should, because people aren't trolling you. It's the truth. It's what you've shown us. It's who this person is. Ariana told this years ago. So maybe you shouldn't shy away from that. Maybe you should take a good look in the mirror and what other people are saying and constructive criticism and drop the ego, get some real help, stop monetizing this shit, take a step away and prioritize things that are actually important. Maybe you could benefit from that and not look at everything as someone hating on you or trolling you.
Want me to respond.
I do not want you to respond, sir. I have never wanted you to respond once a month. Most people aren't commenting because they're like, we hope he responds. We hope you take a break. Ugh, all right, you guys. That's that about that. Hopefully you enjoyed today's roasting and reactions and recapping. You're all beautiful pumpkin spice babies. I'll be back very soon. We got to get back on the karenread stuff, the Michael Proctor roasting. I have a date tonight, so I can't do it tonight, but probably tomorrow. Thank you for the super chats. Shout out to Evelyn and Katie Kirshner. Thank you so much. Congratulations to those of you that were gifted memberships. Make sure you go check out the bonus exclusive material that you get with that and the emojis and all that fun stuff. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are in the world. And always remember to enjoy yourself because it's later than you think. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and comment. Bye.